Thanks for staying with us. We're still on Your View on TVC, and we have a hot topic that is very hot. So in this story, someone went to X to talk about how he was invited by his friend to be a groom, one of the groomsmen. Actually, he was supposed to be the best man. But he just felt fishy about it because the guy said that he has found a woman, she whole, like she has her own, she can take care of herself. So it seemed like it was a money-based relationship. A few months down the line, they did the wedding, and the lady financed the wedding. Then they got married, and 2 months after, he got the information that the marriage was over. And what was the reason for the breakup was the fact the girl found out, the bride found out that her husband didn't have a house. Was an internet fraudster. I stopped calling these people Yahoo boys. It was an internet fraudster that was living in the hotel and was living off her bill. So the 2 months they spent, their 2 months married, was in the hotel on the bills of the wife, who then moved back into her father's house and called off the wedding. So here's the thing. Nobody today, men, they marry woman that has nothing. And a woman also can marry a man that has nothing. But the problem here is there was a deception in that she wasn't informed of the true state of the finances. Let me hear from Chioma. What would be your reaction if your sister comes back and tells you this story, to say that we've been staying in the hotel for the past 2 months, so I've been the one paying the hotel bills, and apparently my husband is a Yahoo boy, internet fraudster.
You know, if I'm to talk, I'll just be talking based on the info that we have at hand.
Yeah.
My question is, one of the questions I would really like to ask the guy or the girl is, how long did they court for? Did they know each other? What were the conversations they had before marriage? Because at the end of the day, what most people do is we spend the courtship time, we spend the dating time, doing the things that, you know, practicing marriage. Then we now get into marriage and start asking ourselves questions we should have asked earlier. I don't understand. When you were dating him, you did not visit him. Koyemi. Like, you did not ask him, where's your office? Even if it's not office, where is the kiosks where you are selling from? Hey, where's your shop? Do you understand? Even if he was taking you out, you know, gallivanting, painting the town red, you should be able to ask. Well, it's just sad because we really have lost the moral fiber of our society. I saw a Vox Pop recently, and they were asking the girl, would you rather marry a worker, a 9-to-5er, or a Yahoo boy? And he said, I go marry the Yahoo boy. And I don't want to them saying they wait till after months before I collect salary. And I looked at her, and I'm wondering, is this out of the clamor for wealth, for fame, where someone comes out and says, I have this amount of money in my account? Nobody bothers to ask how. Where?
From where?
What? How? They don't bother to ask the questions that need to be asked. And now also we have people preaching and telling men, you too, if the woman no fee pay you salary, no marry. Yeah. So we've seen a lot of all that on social media. And so the guy now is just like girls package and get ready to enter a marriage with the intent that the man will pick the whole bill. The man is now equally doing the same thing. So maybe his intent was after the 2 months honeymoon in the hotel, we will not enter her own house.
Hey.
Because if you as a woman are willing to probably pay for your wedding gown, pay for everything, even your dowry, I'm sorry, what were you expecting?
A friend of mine
Okay, go ahead.
was just telling us how she did all this, only to find out that the guy was not straight.
Eh?
Hey!
Yeah. She did all which one?
Pay for everything. She just noticed that towards the wedding, just kept having financial issues, make shame for not catch us. She carried this, carried that. She didn't think it was a sign. She thought, you know, she was showing that she was going to be a supportive wife.
Oh, wow.
And she, and he was deliberate, because he knew that if she finds out, so that he will not have any loss on his side. And, you know,
so it was her money. She invested in nothing.
She was a hardworking girl, and you knew. She thought she was proving.
Very strange. We always hear it on the other side. BC, what was your first opinion before we now dig in?
I always ask a question.
Oh, you look wristwatch.
Are you coming to marry me, or we are marrying ourselves? Because where I grew up from is the man
marry you.
that handles everything relating to marriage. Of course, there's the part of where I would support after the marriage, not while we're planning.
Bagam.
I don't have 50 kobo to put to buy my wedding gown. I don't have 50 kobo to add to pay for the chicken. And people will say, you are very old school. Why? You want to kill the man? Is it the man? Yeah, has the man died now? No, he will never die. Because now I've launched him into his potential. He knows he has to work hard to be able to keep me. So I don't even tolerate it where I'm seeing people planning wedding together and the woman is bringing 70%, bringing 80%. You are marrying yourself. And what happens when you marry yourself is that you have made the man redundant in his thinking capacities to do more for you. So this one just fell into a serious trap. There was a trap there already. You did not know the house. You did not see his office. You did not do anything. You paid for your own. So you married yourself. If I want to marry myself, I could just go, Shebi Oyibo people carry animals and carry flower or something and just marry and stay on my own. But for you to have a full-grown man who you are marrying, let's exchange it. You married him to, what were you expecting? He didn't have anything.
Hey, but
and because of your mindset of, we have to somehow support to show that I am a good person, you are blinded to the things that you're supposed to know. The red flags are there. But because you want to be that supportive, you don't see those flags. And it always comes back. After the marriage, you can now support as a wife. You are there as a helpmate. But at the beginning, let the man do what he's supposed to do as the man.
I supported my marriage. I supported the wedding ceremony. That's the truth. I supported very well. Like, supported as per wedding ring, na me buy am. Wedding dress, na me saw some. It was not, I didn't see anything wrong in it. And it's a different worldview. And it's important that we don't, because sometimes we will now, when girls say you must do everything, some guys in this scenario will feel like, why are you putting so much burden on someone that you love and you want to marry? And on the flip side, if you be seen as someone that just wants to, you come into this relationship to just chop and clean mouth, there are men that are looking at it from that perspective, that I want to be sure that this person will be willing to work with me through the challenges. So BC already has proven she's willing to work. They are related since. So it's not this conversation she's having. People cannot take it and take it on the face value of, I did not contribute, the man must do everything and marry me because I know the story. So let's come back to...
No, wait. Pause there, so we don't give them mixed messages. What do you mean by contribute?
No, I didn't say you contribute. Like, he knows you can contribute to supporting him when challenges happen. Because you dated for a long time and he knows the kind of person you are.
And you can support your husband because you know who he is.
So the real question is, how well do you know each other before getting married? Because if I know you...
Even when you know each other. So I remember there was a list on my marital item. I thought, how much is it that's causing problem? Father said, it's not your place to pay. It's not for you to pay. I know you. Don't try it. Wait it.
Wait it out.
I tell you how long I waited for that particular item to be done. So some things you don't rush.
Don't compromise.
I'm just saying, don't compromise. I like the word don't compromise.
Don't compromise.
So the bride price, the items on your traditional wedding list are crucial for the man to pay for. He needs to go through that process. If you now pay...
all your term, that's what they say in my place. It shows
that he's ready.
Ability. Because life will test that ability continuously.
Over and over.
You don't want to be caught on our ways. You don't want to be fast-forwarding the exam with the expo before you wake up. But Chioma said something that is, for me, you know, how do you date someone? How do you marry someone? Because we don't date. How do you marry someone? You don't know house, place, time. Office. What were you focusing on? His ability to take you to the fine dining.
Where were you people meeting?
Hotel.
And she was footing the bills of the hotel.
She may not have been footing the bill before. It was after marriage. Maybe the guy, you know that there was a story that went viral.
He left the bills. Just open the next pages. He left the bills on her.
For the hotel and the wedding. But before then, he attracted her with money. Empress Jama's story, yes, he attracted her with money. Empress Jama had a date. That guy had dated other women that he attracted them with money. He made it look like he was very rich. He would lavish them with gifts. And then the rest of the time, you say the business did not work out. So they will now be the one taking care of him. Expecting something. Yes. And that is it for the long term. I didn't see my husband did not have office as at when we were dating, but I knew that he had a business and it was working. He had a printing, we had magazines inside the house. So, and I knew we had a house. Sometimes you might not, I want to be able to help the people that are watching us right now, because these things, we've seen it in different areas, especially when women are mature and are seemingly desperate for marriage. Not desperate, but you're already in that age bracket where people are asking you every second, who you date, when you go marry, when are you bringing somebody home? They do. It's prevalent.
People make mistakes.
Yes, it's more prevalent within those people that they make the mistake of entering into that relationship without seeing everything they should see, because their focus is on, finally, I have someone that says he wants to marry me. What would you say, Chema, would be like the things we should pay attention to when planning, when somebody starts asking you out? What are the things you should be citing that you'll be looking at and say, this thing no pure?
You know, most times we focus on the wedding and we forget the marriage.
And that's life.
The marriage begins after the wedding. You are going to live with the man, not the one in the suit and the bow tie. You're going to live with the real one.
My generator.
So you want to focus on the content rather than the container. What does he have here? What is he bringing to the table? First of all, the man is a visionary. He's a leader. He may not have all the money you want him to have. He's a man on transit, right? But the question is, where is he going?
Whether if you join.
They say, if I come out for here now, I dey go Oshodi. I feel see motor where they go CMS. See the one where they go Sele Express. Do you get what I mean? Sele Express is closer to my bus stop. If I enter CMS, say you get AC. The driver, they pump music. This bus, fine, make I enter. You don't lose. So the first thing first is, the woman must know herself.
Where she's going to.
Who am I?
Who will carry you there?
Where am I going? That's my destination. So the moment I get to bus stop, I already have a clear definition of the bus when I want to enter. Because at the end of the day, let's call a spade a spade. That man you are marrying is going to be your head and your covering. So I should be looking, what we ladies should be looking out for is the content. Does he have a vision? Is he working on it? Even though he's not there yet. Even if we're to get married now and I have all the money in the world, don't sponsor it. Don't, my perspective, don't fund it. Rather, let's cut down to what he can afford.
Yes,
I'm hearing that over and over again.
So, you know, we're from the East.
Yoruba is
in our side, we don't
it's in Yoruba land. The bride does the,
I like what people do.
The groom brings in the bride, like the bride price, the eruyawo. The groom would bring it. But the wedding, we are hosting our in-law. That's the Yoruba culture.
Is it the bride or her parents?
The parents.
The parents.
What is it? Talk well now.
Oh, sorry.
See, because this Yoruba that we know, you know me, I know, even though that's not what we practice. So your family, that you would have allowed to do their due diligence.
You're not rushing because you want to get married.
My sisters, two of them married Yoruba, one in Ijebu, one in Kwara. I remember the Kwara was the first one. My father kept saying, there's going to be a clash here. Oh, your term, that's what we do. So I won't be, we are not supposed to be hosting, but he was made to host that wedding. But that's not what we practice. A man comes and shows your family
that I am ready.
He's capable, no matter what your father has. So you can then say you're matching it by reciprocating certain things. Not the way they'll be returning gift and another one. But he will still show that he's capable. When I married, my husband did not need to be told.
He knew because he's from your area.
Yes, he knew what he needed to do.
Cross-culture might have issues.
So, yes. But your family, who must have done their due diligence. Now, the problem is we're in a world where the young girls fall in love. And your family do not so much as have that say.
So, you know? I'll come back to you, Nima, because I wanted to ask you about the scenarios where you as a Muslim, you're not allowed to date. But BC was going to go somewhere and we were going to go into culture and how the culture is protecting us as women.
Yes,
the culture protects both women and men. But as we move away from culture, we're moving away from the protection that we should get, that the culture provides.
Yeah, so also, I've spoken to a lot of women who made these mistakes, because in my relationship counseling, I will now ask, did you notice this, and that? They will say yes. So it's not every woman who does not know that this man does not have a house. They know. It's not every woman who does not know that this man does not have an office. They know. It's not every woman who cannot tell that this man is trying to defraud me somewhat, because you have paid the first bill, you have paid the second bill, and he keeps coming with stories over and over and over, and he has a lifestyle his appearance cannot handle. And sometimes he comes to you, he has borrowed shoe, he has borrowed suit, he has borrowed tie, he has borrowed a lot of things, you know. But you tell yourself that I can change him. I can change him, don't worry. It's just the beginning.
Change the changer.
Holy Spirit, it's just the beginning. I can change him. Once I enter his life now, my head will cover him. And some family members also tell, marry him now. You know, this marriage comes with his own blessing. You will now be the head that will open doors. They know all of these things. So the thing is, I like women, when I coach women, I always tell them, if you're ready for this conversation, are you ready to be true to yourself? Because we live in denial most of the time. We know all of this, but somehow we are wishing for a miracle that will change the outcome for us when we have seen all the signs. When you are seeing those signs, pay attention to the signs and have a conversation concerning those signs.
But BC, I have a reservation about, seeing certain signs. So a sign that the man doesn't have necessarily doesn't make him lack of a man without.
Doesn't make him a scammer.
That's not what
it might not make him a scammer. But she's saying that there are signs of scammers.
No, I agree.
When we started the relationship, there was no money. We met as students, right? There was no money. There was nothing. We couldn't foresee our future and all of that. But I was checking his attitude to life. I was checking his attitude to his work. I was checking his attitude and his behavior to his fellow people.
His core values.
His core values. I was checking how he treated his mother, how he treated his siblings. I was checking how he had integrity and was not doing things to lie and just make some. I saw all of those. And that's whether the money was there or not, I knew that with this kind of person, we will work together and we'll get to where we're going.
That's why I said that.
So it's not about having money.
Because
but I did not put my money now.
Yes, that part is clear.
It's not in my
you didn't
place
put,
to
but
put
you
money.
knew.
So even if he cannot afford immediately, he cannot be without the people.
Yes,
Support.
Exactly.
So,
Thank you.
How can you come and marry somebody?
You're taking us. You're just going. You're going.
You've not seen the ones that marry with loan.
No. You are going.
You've not seen the ones that go and collect loan.
But you're paying.
Let's come back. Let's be giving it one by one so that our audience will get what we need them to get. Let me write the loan down. I will come back to it. Let me come back to you. Some people, based on religion, based on culture, are not allowed to date. Some have that's you carry bone that belongs to another person's bone. Or you find yourself in a relationship that you would not have committed to if you had the opportunity of dating the person. How can you not dating? Because, he said it is focused on the marriage, not the wedding. Don't focus on the dating and the fluff of dating. Chopping what you're supposed to chop inside marriage during the date finish. How do you now, without dating, get to know someone?
When we will do our search, it's not like that. If you like dates, you might not really know someone. But what we do, we investigate.
All right.
So a man who's going to come and marry, for instance, my own. In fact, my father had the data. My husband's grandfather and my grandfather were farmers, friends. They tilled land together and shared and used to wish their children would marry. And it happened in our own time in their grandchildren's lives. So when my husband came, my father didn't really need to do so much. But I remember my sisters that went outside. Father would now call, hey, Bimbo, this one that your sister brought somebody from your tribe, I don't know. That my auntie's investigation skill.
We'll start.
To go and search. To workplace.
Our local
to how the person works. My parents did that. When we wanted to go and marry in Ijebu, Bimbo, help me again. We deployed. By the time that one person was coming to our house, not knowing we had done our research.
That was how they
do it in the East too.
Wake up one morning, one night, and end up anywhere. They want to know what the families. My parents used to check up to family traditions because we are a family where we don't have cold water, hot water principle. We don't want you to wake up and they don't eat salt. when you give birth. All of those strangeness were also investigated. So I don't know them how they do in those places.
Whether they
It's quite
circumcise,
far.
they don't circumcise. Whether they
Check.
circumcise women, they don't
So,
circumcise women.
Cultures, beliefs, practices must at least be similar for you to be able to adjust, because you believe that you'll be adjusting for a while if you...
In the marriage. Oh, wow, that's so interesting. I was investigated, by the way. I'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll talk more about how to prepare ourselves and how we can avoid scammers, especially when it comes to marriage. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing the scam trends in marriage, where women scam the men into marrying them. There was a video that went viral where it was in Korea or something. The husband had children, and the children they were not as beautiful. They were beautiful in God's eye.
They did not meet his expectation.
They did not meet his expectation. And he's not a bad-looking man, and his wife is drop-dead gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Only to realize that the woman's before.
She did plastic surgery.
He married the woman's after. The woman had done plastic surgery to make herself beautiful. She born herself. She born
Her original
She
self.
born our original self. What we saw.
And he sued her to
He
court.
sued her to court. And that is also buttressing what we see here. In Nigeria, most cases, it is a scam of financial. Either the woman is lying about how much she has, or in most cases, the men are deceptive about how much they have. And Nima and everybody, all of you here have alluded to the power of our culture and how our culture actually protects us. Our culture is meant to preserve us. So in my own case, my husband, being that he's not Yoruba, I told him that you are going to come for a wedding and you will prostrate. Meanwhile, I had already bribed the Alagaduro that they will not pay you. He must prostrate. He will say, Mo bebe fe. That is, I am begging to marry. That's our culture. The man must say, I am begging to marry this person. Say it over and over again. Then prostrate and show his respect. And sometimes we have heard stories, because I was a bridal makeup artist, that the brides would, in cross-marriage, they would pay for the prostrating
Instead
process.
of allowing the man
So the
to
man
go
would not prostrate. He would just pay his way through. That's what Nima was saying, or what you were saying, that you are doing expo to pass an exam that is crucial for your long-term benefits. So let's bring it down to loans. You mentioned people taking loans for wedding. The financial intelligence and financial coach part of me cannot rationalize it. But you mentioned it obviously because you've heard such stories. How has it been? How did it react? How did the taking of loans to fund wedding affect the wedding?
Okay, so the lady found out that the guy had actually collected the loan. Yes, to put up their lavish wedding. Yes, it was pretty lavish. He had an apartment, they moved in. But by the time they moved in, her complaint was for the first 3, 4, 5 years, every single dime that comes into his hand, I'm servicing
the loan.
And she was like, why did you have to collect a loan for us to... And I said, but you said you wanted this, you wanted that. Hey, but you made me feel you had the money. Do you get what I mean? So she was placing demands based on the impression he had given to her. How she wanted this and that.
Not get sense.
My sister...
I go ask, wait now.
Need more.
Wait now.
Make she talk.
Wait. If we just finish wedding, be reasonable. You just finished a lavish wedding. You should be concerned about your finances naturally. You should be worried that,
No, but if the man had money, if you marry someone that is in a rich
family...
family...
Did he show you horse that can fly?
So you see...
See, I did a very... I will not say... my wedding wasn't lavish. It wasn't very, very well managed economically. And even when I got married, as I was moving in, I was on my way to law school, I was saying to my husband, I know that finances will be tight at this time. Because that's reality.
Yeah.
You are joining him to build a life. You expect that your finances will be affected by such
we should
an event.
never, I would always advocate, you should never start a new life or a new
The one
project
that
with
will
loan.
shock you is
Never.
that they serve you the bill. I had a client after whose wedding, they got a bill of 40-something million for drinks.
Hey!
Eh? I don't understand.
Did they have a no cap? Did they have a no cap? I don't understand.
The drinks that they served at
You're
the
popping
wedding
champagne.
popped.
As in they told vendor, just be supplying or how?
So the husband knows the people that the drink company. And so they gave him based on recognition, but sent the bill after the wedding. 40-something million.
He made a mistake. He should have said, okay, this is the
Let's take
maximum.
it somewhere else.
Yeah.
you mentioned something. Who are your people? Now, my wedding was not the unmanageable girl. True and true. We could have done a bigger wedding.
Yes.
And the wedding was not small. I'm an only child, so we could not have done, this is the only wedding they are going to do. So it was a wedding. But even at that, people showed up for us. My uncle sent in cow, like we had 2 cows and we also bought. So we did not, bag of rice was dropping. My husband had, yes, there was support. The people around you.
Yeah.
And the quality of people around you and people that rally around you shows the quality of person that you are. So BC was saying something about, oh, I know him, I know the kind of person he is, how he treats people.
Okay.
I want
so,
you
in my own culture, right, when you say you want to marry, your parents expect that you are now a man.
You are now a man.
And when you are a man, you will foot the bills like a man.
Yes,
So we took years saving for our wedding, right? For every promotion, there's this bonus that they pay them and all of that based on its industry. It's okay, we're keeping this one towards the wedding. We already knew when we're doing it. We're keeping this one towards the wedding. We're keeping this one towards the wedding. That's how we gathered it. That's also you to pay attention to the financial prudency of the person you're going into a relationship with. If you have a man who is not prudent, your journey is far. Because when the man is prudent, it's easy for you to take whatever he gives to you and then you nourish it and increase it and all of that. When you are dating a man who you have noticed is not prudent, any new shoe that comes out, he wants to wear it. Any new tie that comes out, he wants to buy it.
Within his
You are in trouble.
affordability, okay.
Yes.
He cannot afford it.
No. Even within,
In most cases, you can't plan if you are spending
his
everything.
affordability, his ability to live below his means is what makes him a strong man, and that's what will save you people, exactly. So we knew that we're budgeting 1.something million at the time for the wedding. After, because it was a big wedding too.
Years, it was a big wedding.
It was a big wedding. But after the wedding, until you know that we're going to drink Gary for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Adjust.
Reality.
Oh,
We
yeah.
planned it.
That's what I was talking
We knew it. We expected it. Because at the time, he's a very shy person. He's not much into relationship and all of that. He didn't have big friends that would support him. And even when his father announced, okay, I have a wedding gift for you in cash. Should I add it to what you're going to, should I send it to? He said, no, use it to buy block for our building. Because this one that we have earmarked for this wedding, we are not exceeding it. And we made sure, I did not buy wedding gown, I rented.
That's discipline.
I rented a wedding gown.
That's discipline.
There were some
And it
things
is
I
a
did not buy,
trait.
that I rented.
Important trait.
Because we now understood that it's not about the wedding. People will eat and forget what they're eating that day. When we get to the house, now me and you.
Now, said they know they bring gift, come wedding.
My sister.
For financial prudency.
Yes.
You
They
must,
bring gifts.
it's part of the red flag
Financial
you see in a
discipline.
man. Discipline. You see in a man and you know, this one.
Even in a
journey
woman,
far.
my people, even in
Very
a
important
woman, because women are nurturers. And if, may
But
we
you
not
see the
marry the
syphilis
person
that
that
comes-
scatters, may we not marry the person that does not
does not
get-
Go and marry canker worm.
That is,
Do
you not marry a canker
that
worm.
gathers. I have seen
Need
where
something to
women
gather.
They are busy gathering.
The man is
Then you now see the woman is helping you save. You now decide to be the generous one who knows where
To be the
money
reproach
should
in the
go.
family.
Imagine a woman who gathers, sit down and be watching. Say, hey, you are a prudent woman. You have helped them build. And then you see, hey, yeah, you're one of my friend, one of my...
Auntie,
this and-
one of my
you know?
money is going.
It will now be said that the woman is wicked when she raises an eyebrow that this spending is becoming somehow. You know, she'll become unaccommodating, she'll be called names.
But you but already know. That's why you
No,
must
if
really-
you are a
let's
lavish
not let
person,
love.
lavish this way.
Oh, okay.
If you want to be lavish, let me be
Lavish
the one
on
to
me.
test. I'm being the one to verify lavishness.
Yes.
Let me not be seeing lavish fly
Outside.
everywhere.
But that's
Everywhere,
why
because you have to observe. I learned how to collect the lavishness because I was seeing there was one Christmas. I mentioned it to be. I'm like, I will just, and I have his passport. I just saw messages. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you, Uncle. Like they were sending thank you message. Like you're doing Christmas for people.
And we have
you have not done
done our
Christmas
house.
for me.
Your queen.
Because I did. At the time in our marriage, I wasn't asking. I'm a strong Ijebu woman. I am self-sufficient. I can handle my own.
Miss Independent.
Miss Independent. Inside marriage, after many years, we've hustled together. Small chicken is coming in. You're now being generous to everybody. So I now learned by Coach BC of Life. has now taught me
How to receive.
how to receive
It's my gift.
and collect and ask
My gift, I
and
own
be
it.
taken care of.
But
important.
that's why communication is also very, very important. So now you said you guys were saving towards your marriage. There was that
open.
communication. There was that agreement.
At that time,
so
she
if
said she
anything
wants
was
to buy
to
something
change,
else.
no, take for instance, there was an emergency, life and death, even in his own family. There's a need for communication. Okay, can we go ahead and do this? Of course, your wife not be winch now. So yeah.
You are struggling with communication while dating. You cannot suddenly not struggle when you get married. If a man is this way, savior, you know, I've written plenty
I
things
heard this
down.
thing that you said, I'm wondering the place of reward. You know, I raised the issue of the prudent woman and reward. Reward is that you see that sacrifice.
Yeah.
Reward is that you intend, even when the means is not there, to always reward that support and sacrifice. You cannot be at that point where people call names and you join. When a woman is, compromising her needs, her wants
Man
to
or
make a
woman.
home, man or woman, but on the scale, it's usually the women's side that doesn't work. You see, older women who are in their 50s, their 60s, who've waited forever for their reward and never found it.
But genuinely,
The
Nima,
bitterness that comes
very
with
true.
it.
But it's man and woman because
I'm not saying
I
that.
get you.
I'm
Many men
saying
to sacrifice everything
Yes,
to
and they're not
raise the
recognized.
children.
Yeah.
And when the children now travel out and want to take one person away,
It's their mother.
It's the mother. The man is now
why I'm
alone
saying this
after
exactly.
he spent everything to raise
I
them.
agree,
So it's both
I
sides.
agree on this. Very,
I hear
very
you.
true. Very, very true. I'm talking about the two parties to a marriage.
Yes.
now. So you want to fly in your career, the woman steps aside. You want your kids, she's on bed rest, she's pregnant, she's nursing, she's taking them to
You want them to go to a good school. She will drive them there and
who is
bring
making
them.
that sacrifice for all of those things. To have a whole life, you have your family side, you have your career side working, and somebody makes it happen. Won't you want that person to sometimes sit down and have good things to say and good things to gift when the balance reach? I have a big bros that when he was time, he signed off the right to withdraw the signature to his account to a single individual, to that woman.
That's reward.
That's reward.
Some
That
people
woman
forget.
cannot be bitter. Because
people
now
forget.
she's still doing the work, making sure the children are schooling abroad, but they have a mentor. So
Some people
3
forget.
months here, 3 months
Let's,
here.
let's take this
3
phone
months
call.
here, 3 months there. But
Ralu has called in from Shasha. Welcome to the show, Ralu.
Hello, good morning, girls.
Good morning.
This is my first time.
Welcome to the show.
But let make a job now. You girls are bad. All of you there, you are bad girls.
As in very good bad girl.
Yeah, be like so.
Yes.
Doing bad things for good reasons.
Yes, so thanks for clapping for me. Now, you were talking about fake life. You see, that's the reason why we should go back to God and start from the basics. We should go back to God and start from the basics. Look, listen, there's no point in deceiving ourselves. Don't hide. In fact, the guy that borrowed money to go and do wedding, in fact, if he were my friend, I won't talk to him anymore. We need to be who we are.
Yeah.
Let us be who we are and then follow God's example. If we do that, we won't have any problem. There's no point in claiming to be who you are not. That's hypocrisy. And that's my take from Shasha.
Thank
But I
you
love
so
these
much.
girls.
Thank you. We're feeling very girlish today, too. Spiritual. We really didn't talk much about the spiritual part, and that is, from my own perspective, there was another video that was sent to us, and the video showed a pastor in church saying that it trended online. The pastor said the wedding was suspended because there was no parental support of that wedding, and there was nobody to give the wife over to the man. And so he said, let's suspend this wedding. For me, I had to fight and convince my parents that this is the person I wanted to marry. And they met the family, they had conversations. It was the spiritual for me, I would say, because I took out time. I went to Kilometer in Redeem and fasted and prayed that God should touch my parents' heart to accept.
Wow. What if they didn't? What would you have done?
I will continue fasting and praying. I will not leave I wasn't going to leave. Mr. Back is you and I. Till death do us part there. You come back again in another version, you will jam me.
So let me add
and we will
something
marry.
to what you're saying.
Spiritual?
Yes, the spiritual aspects also. Sometimes we need to know who we are and our connection to God. And it's not somebody else that would tell us how connected we should be, or somebody would be receiving messages on behalf. Because the truth is, if you have very good parents, right? There are parents that are very good. They put their children first. You can even tell from the sacrifices they've been making in raising the kids and wanting the best for them. If you are blessed with such parents, you can listen to them because you know and you believe that they are seeing ahead and they are also protecting you. So you can listen to a large extent, depending on who you are and exactly what you want and all of that. But if you know that you have parents who are naturally selfish, who will put themselves before, and we have these parents. Let's not deceive ourselves like all of us are good parents or we all had good parents. Not everybody, is blessed with that. And you know from time and precedence and everything they've been doing that it's about them and not you first. So you'll be a fool to put their advice before your own.
But you still cannot do it.
We'll come back to that too, because
it's a deep issue, but you can't. Yes.
Deep gone.
Let's take Maria from Ogba. Ogba, welcome to Maria, welcome to the
show. Good morning, and how are you today?
I'm doing well, and you?
I just want to chip in one or two words in what you are discussing. Because I see that it's... Yeah. Hello, good morning. Yes, so I'm responding
don't
here.
listen to the TV. Listen to me directly. We can hear you right now.
Okay, what I'm saying, Toba, is about marriage that you are discussing is a very good topic. Because most ladies, they don't find out about their spouse. Okay, most ladies, they don't find out the truth about their spouse. They just go into marriage without finding out whom they are marrying, the type of business the man is doing, his value out there. All they are looking for is glamour, 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 glamour. And then the man will shoot up and be looking for money here.
Thank you, Mariam. BC took us to a place that I want
to go to.
We would not agree.
It's okay, but you know why
we would not agree, but it's valid to be put out there.
You know why I want to put it out here? So that we don't assume that because
everybody's
it's my
have sense.
It's my parents, I must do their bidding. We've had people who have done it the way the parents saw it and said it, and it didn't work out for them, and they're regretting today. So let's also consider those people in the mix of...
If we're talking religion, you cannot do
without your parents.
Is it just religion, even tradition?
Even culture.
Even culture.
I just feel a bit, even if you marry, even if you are born by fools, God forbid, that you are born of selfish people, because based on my own belief and because of our culture, you will find a way to do like the fool so that you capture them to agree.
What if you can? What if they cannot agree? What if they refuse to agree? What do you do? That's where I'm going to.
So I don't believe. I feel that we don't find ourselves in that position. But I feel
there are people who have
agree
and there are people who are still in that space.
Your parents to do it, because I found cases. I have a single friend right now, and she's had 2 major proposals, and the only reason they did not get married was because her parents said she cannot marry someone that is not Yoruba, and which is for me was a silly move. But she also was not convinced of the marriage, that what she wanted to do. So she bowed to them, and we're still waiting for the right man.
That's why I said from the beginning.
So you must know yourself
and know your connection to God.
So as every human being must have a spiritual life, it is extremely important that you are able to talk to God. And there's nobody's heart that God cannot touch. That God can touch that person's heart that even is very selfish to bend to your will. So it starts from within us.
God can
to do what we need to do. It will be final comments because we are out. This is 53.
Wow.
Finish. Just 1 second. Oh, yeah, talk.
Chioma.
Chioma.
If your parents are not agreeing, find the next of kin to your father. That's for Islam. That would agree.
Now you're giving
someone
options.
more reasonable that she can talk to. Someone bold enough to stand in.
All right.
Because some people will say, I cannot dare your father.
I like the option.
All right, fantastic. I'd want to refer to the video, the one of the pastor. I'm totally in support of what he did. You cannot, what marriage is a transfer of authority and covering from your father to your husband. And it should be there. It should be there.
You can't have it.
See, if you cannot have it,
you have to be strong, strong enough to know who you are and face God by yourself. No parent actually has your blueprints and your templates. The truth is sometimes, they are vessels, they are caretakers. So give them the respect that they deserve. But if it gets to an issue where you know that this is where my heart is going to,
option. If Nima's option does not work,
yes, you can.
You take
you
your
can
God,
go to court,
you and your God. We'll be fine. We've had a very rich show, like extremely rich conversation. We've spoken about the fact that when you're thinking ahead of your life, think about the marriage, not the wedding ceremony. Look at the content and not the container before you be misruled. You are not the savior of the world. Don't think you will be the one to save your partner in the marriage after getting married. Culture is very important. It's protecting you. Financial discipline is a very, very good flag. Ensure it is green before you enter. And spiritual insight. Have a relationship with God personally and with your... you know God for yourself, so you are knowing that God is leading you in the direction you're going to. I know that all the ladies of your view want to congratulate Victoria, who is our new CEO. Yes, on that note, congratulations, Victoria. We are really excited. This is the season for women. TVC is wearing a new life. We have MD Muraya and we have the CEO, Victoria. Congratulations to you, Victoria Ajayi. That's what we can take on the show today. Tomorrow, you will come and hear them, where they snack them, the way they knock them for Pidgin. Your view Pidgin on Saturday. Bye.
Bye-bye.